Welcome back, everyone, to Marvelous Mysterium. The date is currently August 18th, 2030. Last time, DF45 experienced a mind-bending, reality-warping, crazy adventure that has led them to suddenly abandon their post in search for someone named Wiccan. They saved lives, they sustained injuries, and then they did it all over again without saving anyone. They just left the scene from paramedics as 2 boatloads of people just blew up, spreading debris and death all around. And from a final salute from Daredevil jumping out of the car, they are now on their way back to their HQ with too many questions to answer. Let's find out what they do with those. That is where we begin with all of you. You're currently still in the car, or super van, as we're calling it. And, what are you guys doing?
Driving.
I'm murdering. Okay.
Who's driving?
Yeah, that's my line.
I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mess with my sensitivity so that background noise isn't there.
Sounds like a lovely movie or something.
Oh, sorry, I'm listening to Fuck Ever Living on my phone.
Oh, your phone can do that?
I downloaded it.
Is this one of those
I
like
should've
cut this
done
part
that.
out of the edit moments?
Well, that's why I
Now
was
it
saying
is.
it in character, but now, yeah.
Still Spirit will slide into the back away from the front seat, or the passenger seat, because that's where she was before.
Is Whipper here?
No,
No.
Whipper is back at HQ.
Boo. We need our dog. Oh, can we go back and get Whipper before we go anywhere? Please.
Well, I was gonna say, do we know if this thing has tracking on it? The car? Like, I know it has GPS, but like, does it have tracking right now?
Like,
Boy,
is
are we being
something tracking
tracked?
us? What he said?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
If there is, I'm sure you can figure it out, Smarty Pants.
Me?
No, not you. The actual
Yeah.
Smarty Pants.
Hey,
right?
I look at Q. Then I look at Ouroboros.
I look at thieves.
I look nowhere.
I look at the road because I'm a safe, responsible driver.
Oh, right. Yes, sorry. Is there like a terminal up by the front seat, right?
There's a dash.
Or is it just buttons?
Yeah, there isn't exactly like a touch terminal or anything. It's a selection of buttons, some of which you've already used.
Oh wait, we could talk to the car.
I'll take my middle hand and just tap around where I think a bug might be, but I don't know anything about anything, so I'm sort of just I'm tapping where I would place things, but I'm not thinking about hacking yet.
Okay. I mean, you're tip-tapping around. It really seems to be an analog sort of device, partly for security reasons, the other being for accessibility. You do recall that there was voice command, as Daredevil was able to set an autopilot before.
Supervan, take us back home.
No, stop, wait.
Don't do that,
already doing
Superman. Abort.
What? No. What?
Van, what is our location?
Location: L Street.
it's probably not an AI, right? Like I can't ask it if we're being tracked, and then it will say yes, you're being tracked.
Hey Van, are we being tracked right now?
You get no response.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Duh.
Well, it's probably tracking us. I don't know if S.H.I.E.L.D. can see where we are, but if they can, then I don't know. I don't know if it's safe for us to exactly take the van back to HQ.
Well, then I guess where were we going last? Southeast?
To North
Ish.
Carolina, I think.
North Carolina? Okay, that's pretty far, but we can make that.
Yeah, but we don't have any clothes, food, or anything like that, so we need to either rob something, take stuff, or go to
Hold
HQ and, like, get our stuff and go.
Are you suggesting that we're in a world where we don't have credit cards or ATM bank accounts?
I don't carry mine on me when I'm on a mission. Do you, Slateskin?
No.
Oh, is that what this plastic card they gave me is?
What?
I don't know. I was told we were given currency, but they never really. I was never really taught how the economy works on this planet. I mean, here in this country.
Can I... Are you holding up the thing?
Assuming I have one, I kind of just threw that out there.
I'm gonna commit all those numbers to memory.
Mr. Narrator, sir, does he have a plastic card that allows him to use currency?
Or is this one of those,
yes,
like, buy 10 subs?
because he is an alien, right? Previous to landing on this planet, he didn't have an identity or a mode of transport or any way to get food or anything like that. And as you guys recall, you are being paid for this position. That's part of the reason that some of you are here. So he is being compensated, and it's being loaded directly onto that card. It's through a checking account.
I love that. I'm going to take the card from his hand.
Have you used that card yet?
No, I don't know what to use it on. Like, I know.
So that means you might have, like, a lot of pay on there. Like,
Maybe.
ka-ching, ka-ching.
I don't think we're getting paid enough for the double ka-ching.
I've never had a job before. I don't know how this works.
Can I feel
You have
the
just
card?
ka-ching.
I'm just going to feel the card confirm that it is the one that he, like one of our debit cards or, like, the credit card thing. I'm assuming it has some bumps on it somewhere.
It's a debit card. It's connected to a checking account.
Okay, well,
Now, hold on.
definitely
Before
something
we
that-
use it,
well,
it could get traced.
yeah. Well, everything can get traced. I mean, I know our comm lot, like our little communicators, they're not. I think our agent said that they turned it off because of Ultron when we last saw her. But I don't know if that means, or if that's totally true or not. Since apparently some things are real and some things aren't, so I don't know if I trust it entirely. But considering they haven't tried to call us through the car or through our comm logs yet, you know.
Checks out.
So, are we just gonna go straight to North Carolina, or are we gonna stop and, like, get my dog? Or let them figure out what to do with my dog?
That's a great question. Either way, we're gonna have to stop somewhere for somebody to eat.
Ouroboros,
Yes.
can we go and get my dog? You think that's a good idea? Bad idea?
I think they probably have the dog.
Oh no.
Well, it's at HQ, like our place.
I do just want to let you guys know, I know you guys are super suspicious in character, and you're totally free to be that way, but as a point of information, since you know the future, you know that you have about 24 hours before you have to wake up and confront Agent X. You did get a night's rest before she came to your building.
Agent who?
Agent X?
X?
Our
Do we
agent?
know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Then.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. I'm thinking
Yeah.
of who wrote the message or whatever.
Like, Ouroboros hasn't written a report yet. You guys haven't, like, gone back and cleaned your clothes or anything. Like, you're still sopping wet. You could formulate a plan in the van just so that it's a little safer than, like, saying it where you know there are probably cameras being recorded. But I just wanted to give you that info. Like, you're not being chased yet.
Oh. Well then, yeah, let's go get the dog.
Yeah, let's get back.
We're getting the dog!
Van, take us back to HQ.
You do know that I'm driving, right?
Oh, yeah.
Daredevil
We'll
threw
give him
himself out the
directions back
window.
to HQ.
He did kind of just eat himself out for no reason.
Do we make it back to HQ safely?
If there's no further conversation on the way, yeah.
Yeah, do we want to talk about anything else? Any plans?
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like that would be smart.
So, I only know 2 places, here and New York, and all I know is New York is east of here. Where's this North Carolina? I'm assuming it's
Also
up.
It's a lot of miles away.
It's east. I think. I mean, I know it's on the eastern side because it's in the same time zone, I think.
It's a different time zone than where we are now, but it's the same time zone as New York.
I'm confused. So is this a different country?
Different date.
No, it's a state.
Oh, it's part of this country.
Yeah,
But you don't know where it is.
You know where New York is?
I mean, kind of. It's on the other side.
Right. It's on that side, but I think it's below.
The north one?
Well, there's
Canada's
North and South
above.
Carolina.
North Carolina is a state below New York, but like a couple states.
Shouldn't that
Just
be
like
South
how we have
Carolina?
North and South America.
Oh, South Carolina is under North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's go there first then. And then we
Oh,
can
wait,
go
shouldn't
up.
we get the dog?
No, I mean, I like on our way down. I just don't need to. I wanted to know we know where
Wait.
we're going.
If we only have 24 hours before we reset, how are we going to get all the way to
Reset?
North Carolina in 24 hours?
Slateskin, are you
We're
good?
gonna reset again.
Am I losing my mind? Now I'm confused.
We have 24 hours before Agent X comes knocking on our door.
thought
So
that's-
to recap, right? If you don't remember from last time, Doctor Strange burst into your building a little over 24 hours after the initial event where you guys saved a bunch of people. He said a bunch of things in a row, and a lot of them I hope you guys remember for your sake. And then he rewound time to the beginning of the previous day.
Oh, is it not a like a Groundhog Day repeat?
No, this is a one-time thing.
I thought it was.
Because if you
Okay.
remember, he got dragged below by tentacles, and he said, I'll have to
Oh,
pay
yeah,
for
yeah.
what I've done. You don't know what that means, you don't know where he is, but he's probably not going to be able to cast a spell again if he's gone.
It's really funny.
See, I
just
thought-
before session, I was having a whole conversation with Alex about that.
Yeah, I'm so confused. How did you get that?
I don't know. I like time loops. They're
What
fun.
are we talking about? No.
So, okay, that makes a lot more sense. I thought we were doing this again and again and
No.
figuring out like I don't.
We wouldn't
know,
be able to get to North
something.
Carolina in 24 hours.
That's what I
before.
was saying.
I could steal a plane.
Yeah, see, that's what me and Alex were talking about. I was like, we're going to do this loop, and then we're going to be like, we have to steal a plane the next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't need to
Yeah,
do that.
see, this changes everything. Okay.
Yeah. No. Well, let's get cleaned up. Let's get everything that we need before we go, and then let's just get out of here before they get mad at us.
Okay.
I feel like that's probably a better bet, at least.
Okay. If there's no further discussion to be had, we will time skip here. You drive all the way back in your wet, sopping clothes with bruises and scratches and all sorts of other things. Eventually, you make your way to the garage, which scans the front of your vehicle, and you are granted access to the garage where the van begins to charge once again. I'll go ahead and transition our viewers to the HQ map, and this is where you currently are. There's a bunch of stuff in here. I'm gonna get rid of Rocket.
That's
Yeah.
the trash panda. Don't know.
Look,
Well, he
you
never
We were
showed up,
talking to
technically.
him.
Well, it was a hologram.
Yeah, we were talking to him.
Yeah, but
Well,
technically
we weren't
not.
talking to him. It's just a hologram.
Well, he was more
Listen,
yelling
just because
at
you
us.
can't see it doesn't mean it's not real.
Yeah, just because you don't see it doesn't mean you can't believe it.
So
Hey guys,
this
this is a quick reminder. Still Spirit can't see.
What?
So this is still the 30th. As a reminder, you all are still tired, exhausted. You've done a lot today. What are you doing now that you're back at HQ?
I kind of want to call Rocket again.
It's a recording. It was not a direct line.
Yeah,
I thought
he
it
called
was.
us. He sent it
No.
to like he sent the video to
It wasn't a
us.
recording. It was.
It was a
call.
recording, yes.
What?
If you remember,
What?
in the morning, after your conversation with Agent X, I believe it was Crackshot that received a message back because he wanted to see what S.H.I.E.L.D. could come up with for decoding that paper you found.
Yes.
Uh,
And it turns out Rocket was the one that decoded it by maybe or maybe not stealing a bunch of technology.
We're
My
just not going
goat.
to talk about that.
Right.
My goat. Man, last session really was a mindfuck, huh?
yeah. All
All
right. Well, we have Whipper now, so that's a bonus.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my dog and I'm gonna get Whipper and I ready. I'm gonna have a freaking shower, man. I'm gonna have a
So-
shower. I'm gonna have a hot, toasty shower.
Well, I'd like to go into a sauna.
How
don't think
does
I have a
your
sauna.
shower sound?
My shower?
No, I'm saying Slateskin does not have a sauna. He has a shower.
He really needs a sauna to get clean, considering he's mostly stone. But a shower, it'll get some stuff off.
Just a really rough brush. Oh, a power washer.
Ooh, that's nice.
Ooh,
Power washer.
so satisfying. I didn't think about that. Y'all are gonna have some fun.
If you stay
I
wet for
would
too
like
long, will you
to-
grow moss?
That's a good idea.
Oh, we need to get him fucking facial hair.
Chia pet.
Cha-cha-cha-chia.
Into a chia pet.
Okay, back on business. I would like to check the van for some common bug spots.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, make me
So-
let's call this a vigilance.
You know, under the dashboard, inside the speakers,
Inside the wheel
inside the
well.
sun visor,
Yeah.
inside the wheel well, the glove box, under the car, in the bumper, under the hood, behind the seats, under the seats.
Yeah, you have
the
a good attention
console.
to detail, so I'm actually going to give you an edge on this.
Let's go. Let's see. You said vigilance,
Yes.
non-combat.
That's
Edge it?
already great with a 20. Oh, it's
Damn.
a 20 again. Well, with a 20, you scour the vehicle for common bug spots. You don't find a bug, which tells you one thing. It has to be inside the actual mechanics of this thing. If
Yeah, it's not hardware, it's software.
correct, yeah.
Mm,
Lucky for
I'm
you,
gonna-
you do have a tech head on your team.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for Thebes.
You see, Thieves is printing out an absurd amount of maps.
Hey, I need your help with something.
He says, holding his third U.S. map.
You know, it's the whole tracker in the car thing.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find one, so it's probably, if I had to guess, hard-coded into the software for the vehicle, and I'm afraid that's not my area of expertise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me just take my. We were given like. Well, remind me. We were given like these pseudo iPad tablet things to work with, right? Am I crazy?
You were given a comms device, a comm link. But as far as like a laptop or an iPad, no. And I actually mentioned before too, you guys don't have internet, you have intranet with S.H.I.E.L.D. So if you did have a laptop, you would have to use like a hotspot or something in order to get connection.
Oh, did the facility come with our own personal use laptops?
Yes, but like I said, they're
Okay.
they're intranet, so
Right. I don't know much about hacking, but I'm assuming that I should be able to connect it to another object without need of, and like I can like manually connect them, right? And then try to see the hacking issue manually.
yeah, you could do something like that. You have like Gearhead, right?
Yes.
I would give you it's a logic check, right?
Gearhead is logic, yes.
Okay, I let's do a logic check to see if you can find a way to interface your laptop to the supervan.
Not bad.
Do you have Edge?
Oh, right. Sorry. Do we go for a month? Nah, just okay.
Okay, 16 is very good. So you take your what is happening over there on Still Spirit's room? You
That's just what it looks
bring your government-provided laptop and begin to compare ports to the supervan. And I'll tell you, yeah, with Gearhead, you're able to find a connection port. It is a... What's the word for this? It's a proprietary connection port. So this is not something that you'd find commercially, and you assume that this is intentional, the idea that you could probably run diagnostics using your computer on the supervan. This is something that usually a maintenance specialist would come in and do, but you're sort of doing it on the fly. So you connect your laptop, and you open a program that allows you to look at diagnostics. It's labeled pretty clearly. And from there, you're able to look into, the different devices that are connected to the supervan. Your only options in this program are for running, checks to make sure that they work, but you do see a device called Locator.
All right. I want to see if I can access that tab, but not interact. I don't want to toggle it off yet. I just want to have it pulled up.
Yeah, you actually get a full page of stats for the device, including the power usage, the amperage, the distance away from S.H.I.E.L.D. HQ it could be used, and the signal strength is currently at 4 out of 4 bars.
Okay. Okay, I found the locator. I haven't turned it off yet. I think I should save that for when we actually get going, because if we do it now, then they're going to come here now, probably. But I have it pulled up. The moment we leave, I can turn it off.
Sweet.
Oh, right, my maps. Okay. I'll leave the laptop here so anyone can do that if they need to. I need to get these maps ready.
Okay, so you are using the intranet to print off some maps,
Yeah, I have a world map, a North America map, 3 different U.S. maps,
Okay.
2 state maps of North Carolina, and then at least 1 map for every major city in North Carolina.
Okay, good to know. I'll let you know that I have made 1 map ahead of time. to fit the aesthetic. But if you want to have your own maps pulled up,
This is more for RP purposes because
yes.
he was like, I have no idea where we're going. I need maps.
Yeah, go ahead and mark those in your inventory if you haven't already, to make sure that you can pull those up for later. I'll try to make a more detailed map of North Carolina for next session. I will tell you that I do already have a U.S. map prepared. It's not super detailed, but gives you like a good idea of like distance and stuff.
Do we have an inventory tab on our character sheet?
I think
pretty
there's
sure you should.
something.
It
Hold
should be.
on.
I'm pretty sure it would be on our notes page.
Every notes, important notes, miscellaneous encounter.
Important notes sounds like where it would probably go.
Yeah, in your notes section. I'm surprised. I thought there was an inventory section, but I guess because
Or
any inventory that you'd
miscellaneous.
carry would be connected to like your actions or something like that. That's probably where it'd be, like where you already have weapons and things. So yeah, if you just want to put it in your notes, that's probably the best place for it. Okay, is anybody else doing anything important?
Hey, thieves.
Oh, yes.
Brush my teeth.
You don't think that they have a tracker or some sort of backlog for the printer, huh?
I mean, probably.
Well, I guess you just told them where we were going.
I open up a nondescript search browser and type in vacation spots in North Carolina.
A brilliant move.
Yeah,
We're
that'll work.
really good at this.
For good measure, I also type in hotels in North Carolina.
Oh my lord.
Okay, I think that covered my tracks.
Slow clap.
Thebes is genuinely convinced he did good there.
I love thieves.
Well, that's it for me.
Last call. Anything important for the end of the night?
Important? No.
I've
I'm
just
gonna-
packed up. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Xuhn.
I'm gonna coordinate outfits for the next 14 days.
All right.
Long time.
Soon?
Would it be worth it to try and write my report, or is it not going to matter?
That's
Fuck
totally
the
up to you.
government.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's why I'm I don't know.
I'll tell you the pros and cons. Pros, it makes you seem a little less suspicious. You can give more detail on exactly what happened. Cons, if they reference it later and you include details that they could use to incriminate you, that's also a possibility. It depends
Well,
on how
be as
honest you want to
vague.
be.
It's
Be as
difficult
vague
for
as
me
possible.
because my report includes me just fighting for my life, then blacking out, and then waking up, and everybody dying.
True. I mean, you could try talking to some of us right now. Like, Still Spirit would be out of the shower by now, and trying to get more information because we didn't really tell you anything.
I think he's just gonna write the report from his perspective. That way, it shows that there's not really much he can be incriminated about.
Okay. I like that. So it's more of a first-hand account, seeing as...
Yeah, firsthand, because since I missed out on a lot of what went wrong, it shows that we were there actually helping, but it doesn't include the parts that might incriminate us.
Okay, but are you intentionally leaving out details like what you did to slow down time for Dr. Strange
No.
and things?
No, I'm not leaving those things out.
Okay, gotcha. Are you including everything that he said to you?
Yeah.
Okay. I will note that doesn't include what he said when he came back, right? Because I think at that point you were.
I will leave out the whole going to North Carolina for Wiccan part,
Okay.
so that they can't chase me.
You were also passed the fuck out for that.
I think.
Yeah,
you were,
but I am privy to the knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. So it's as honest can be, omitting things perhaps that you were not privy to originally.
Yeah, I'd say, because I got this.
Okay. All right.
So
yeah.
I'm just kind of.
So you're not fabricating any details at all.
Not any fabrication. No fabrications.
Gotcha. Okay, that's smart. All right.
I will say, Still Spirit is leaving her fucking jumpsuit behind. That shit's staying here. They're wearing their regular hero costume or other outfits that they brought along. So they're just kind of packing whatever they need.
Okay.
But they're
noted.
not having a huge conversation yet.
Okay, so you're packing stuff. I believe Q, you said that you were packing stuff.
Yep.
All right, is anybody else packing stuff?
I don't.
What do I wear?
I don't have much besides my initial outfit and the jumpsuits.
Yeah.
That's the same. Like, it's just whatever clothes.
I guess I'll wash my outfit upon landing and pack some jumpsuits.
You're telling me you wash clothes? I don't do that.
Wow, you must. Actually, no, you don't stink because you don't sweat, huh?
Exactly. Rocks just are rocks.
Yeah, you just kind of smell.
I'll
rocks.
bring like a spare or two in case the first one gets destroyed.
Okay.
But
Slateskin, you smell like a cave, like all the time.
Thanks.
I'm
All
really
right.
curious about the thermodynamics of Slateskin, though.
I wonder how many people's Alexas
That's
just
what
went
I-
off.
Alexa, set the timer for 8 minutes,
You're
but
good.
louder.
Alexa!
Last call. Anything else?
Okay, you're giving us this last call. It makes me really worried that we forgot something really important.
No, I think I'm good.
Xbox, turn off.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that last call is good, Mr. Narrator, sir. I think we're all kind of just vibing.
Siri,
Okay.
lock my phone for
Taking
10
it
hours.
in.
So reports are submitted.
basic tools in case I need to repair my hand.
Okay, yeah, that's good to know. I assume you're borrowing, quote unquote, that from the garage.
Yep.
Okay.
We're taking it.
Borrowing,
So
quote, unquote.
you all eventually make your beds. You maybe grab a meal. You shower up. You pack what you want to pack, and the night comes to an end. That means it is the next day, which I believe is the 31st of August.
Yep.
Bright and early, your government-mandated alarm wake-up time of 6:30 a.m. goes off, and most of you groggily get up.
Nah, I'm not groggy. I'm up and fucking going.
Okay. Anybody who steps into the main room would see Agent X is already there.
Oh, he's here early. Great. Well, Still Spirit walks in and just goes, "Oh, hi."
Oh man, this is a. The timeline has changed. Daredevil wouldn't be here.
Nope. He would have
Okay.
left.
So as you all exit, you can see Agent X is sort of sitting there in a chair expectantly. She speaks up and says,
Oh, fuck.
"Just pretend I'm not here. I need to talk to you about something."
What is it?
Your performance yesterday.
Okay. Well, lay it on us. It was awful. Horrible. We did awful.
I assume, are all of you sitting down at this point, or are you getting breakfast and things?
Well, they said not to make it so that I'm gonna start drinking. Why not?
Okay.
Bright and early.
I'm gonna stand by a chair awkwardly. And not sit down.
Okay. If you guys are choosing to sit down now,
I'm not standing up.
Okay.
Sorry. Anyways.
No, you're good. At this point, she sort of lifts her brimmed hat, and you can once again see the sort of weird technology she has on her face that distorts what she looks like. You can't tell who she's looking at, but she does turn her head. For the record, I know what you're doing. You didn't turn off your surveillance cameras last night. I covered for you.
You what?
Huh?
I know you're telling the truth. And I know Nick Fury wouldn't let you do this.
Okay, hold on. You know something that we don't.
You can see for the first time ever, her posture sort of shifts uncomfortably.
Can we roll for intimidation? Is that in there?
I want to. Does her heartbeat quicken? I'm sorry. I'm a lie detector. I need to know. I literally hold on. Let me look up. Let me grab.
We will
heightened
beat
senses
her
here.
up mentally.
No. Not
until we get what we want.
No. I just need to know.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a double edge with vigilance.
Okay. Non-combat.
Let's go.
And this would be against her.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh. Fuck. Ah.
Should've went for the middle.
Her defense. Yeah, it's not even close.
Heightened senses one. Sorry, just need to make sure.
Yeah, she does what we say now.
Not necessarily.
No.
That's not what the check is for.
You do determine that, in fact, she is very nervous. She's fully clothed, including gloves, so it's hard to tell that she's sweating, but you can kind of smell it.
Oh. My senses are heightened.
Yes.
Anyways,
At
I
least
kind of tilt my head, and I am looking directly at her face. Even if she's not looking back at me, I am looking at her like, oh,
I want to grab
girl.
a chair and sit next to him.
How do you know all this?
Well, I'm not... She pauses, thinking carefully about her words. I don't have to tell you. What you need to know is that I had a lot of say in what this team was made to do. And I understand that your mission is important. S.H.I.E.L.D. does not. I'm giving you cover.
Situation must be really dire for you to do that.
She turns towards Q. Dire? Perhaps. Yes. But you're the most important reason for that, Q.
I raise an eyebrow.
What does Q have to do with this?
Go ahead and make me an ego check.
Me?
You asked the question.
Oh lordy! Do I get edge on this because like I'm already picking up on this woman with her heartbeat and everything? Can I argue that?
Your intonation wasn't particularly strong there, but I'll give it to you.
Based.
Okay, so I get edge, right? So I just want to confirm.
Yes.
Yes.
16 is very good. She actually stands up and puts her hands on the table, her fingers splayed out. Q was supposed to be executed. I saved him.
Oh, that's fun.
Slateskin should be in
Why
prison
not?
for life. I'm the one that released him. And right now, Crackshot would be in a government facility if I didn't personally select him for this mission.
What?
You're an alien.
Let me put it this way. Far too many of our resources are spent rehabilitating criminals, giving them a second chance. And against my better judgment, I gave many of you the same chance. What I want you to do is to stop giving criminals a second chance. That's why, when you write the reports of how many people are dead, you don't have Nick Fury bursting down your door. Every step of the way, I've covered your ass. Because I know that they deserve to die. Q knows that better than anybody.
Huh.
Well, that just feels rude.
This person you're up against, whatever it is, it's a part of the problem. Too many criminal organizations are working together, and I put you on this mission, as did Maria, to find the source. I trust that you'll do it. I don't have a lot of time left, she says, looking at her watch. And in fact, my pause for privacy reasons on your surveillance cameras will expire in about half an hour.
We'll be gone by then.
I'm sure. Don't lose contact with me, you understand?
I mean, how do we contact you without S.H.I.E.L.D. finding out?
She thinks for a moment.
I mean,
Find
we
a
can
burner
use-
phone, call this number, she says, and hastily scratches down a 555 number and hands it to Q.
Thank you.
I can't promise I'll be able to help you, and frankly, you might not hear from me for a very long time. But keep me updated.
If I could ask a question real quick then.
What?
Since you know what our current goal is, do you have any potential leads for us, aside from just the state?
All I can tell you is that whatever this thing is, it's not just affecting why criminals are being criminals. It's changing them. That's all I can say.
Well, that's ominously worded.
Do you know the exact location of Wiccan?
Who the hell is Wiccan?
Is that not the name? Am I wrong?
No, that's the name. That's kind of what I was asking about.
Oh, you don't. Oh,
I
forget we ever said the name. And sorry about what I said to you in the past, but also the future, and you don't remember it, so it doesn't matter. So,
She turns to Ouroboros at this point.
He has been listening with like intense eyes. Clearly, like everything that she has said up until this point has gone against every single thing he believes in, but he's been keeping his mouth shut.
You don't have to stay on this mission. Frankly, it's a death sentence. If I were you, I would run. But maybe you can prove me wrong. I'll leave it up to you. At this point, she begins to stride out of the building. And as the door shuts, it's just you guys.
That was surprisingly pleasant.
I believe we should get going then, shall we? And he's going to walk towards the van.
I'm gonna grab my bottle and go back.
I'm gonna grab some food for the road for all of us because we're probably gonna get freaking hungry. Could slam it in a duffel bag of anything that can like go into a bag, like in a baggie or something.
Sure,
And then I'm
yeah.
taking clothes and my blind stick and my dog, and I'm getting in the van.
Okay.
I'm hopping in the passenger seat to save Ouroboros.
It's too late.
No. I'm hopping in the passenger seat so Q can't get it.
No, Q's already there.
God damn it!
You're slow. Sorry.
Get out! I called shotgun.
No.
Get out.
I need to know,
I got here
Crackshot, are
first.
you executing your plan?
Yes.
Yes, we have a burner number, and she told us not to lose contact with her. And this is only the locator, so I'm assuming we can, if it's wireless in some way, they can still send messages. So yeah, I'll just turn the locator off.
Okay. This is a little more tricky. This is an encrypted, secure S.H.I.E.L.D. database machine, right? So in order to get through this, it's not like the movies where you can just like press a couple of buttons. You might be using the 30 minutes here.
Hacking photosynthesis.
I guess my question is, are you trying to do this on the go, or are you doing it while you're here?
I don't think I have anything else to do, so I can get started now, and if I have to do it on the go, then I can do it there too. Like I'm sitting down. It's not like I'm in combat or anything.
Right,
I can
right,
take
right.
my time.
Okay, yeah, good to know. Go ahead and make me 2 logic checks. Now, you have Gearhead, which does... actually, no, I don't think it would give you...
Gearhead's more for machines. It's not a
Right.
hacking thing.
Right,
Yeah.
so actually, you would have trouble on both of these rolls. But I'm giving you, a little bit of leeway here. You are very intelligent, and while you're not super experienced in hacking, you have, routed spaceships before. So this is both easy and difficult, mostly just because you're new to it. But go ahead and make the 2 logic checks for me.
You new to it, you say? Like
Yes.
I'm looking at this with fresh eyes.
You could say that. Okay. Yeah, this is good to know. You do so this will be a flat roll on the first one. On the
Flat on
second
the
one you'll
first.
still have trouble.
Gotcha. I will happily take that.
Let's see the money.
Oh
Alright.
wow.
Very
17 to
nice.
start. Very good.
Okay.
All right, now trouble on the middle one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's very good. So, you guys, I assume, are starting to get rolling. You have Whipper, some basic provisions, a couple of spare changes of clothes, and at a certain point, I'd say by the time you get on the highway, you have disabled the tracking device. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and transition us to the map that I threw together.
Ew.
What's that?
The USA map.
What?
Yo, where is this crazy place?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think
This
Is
I
this
don't
insane
live
part of
here.
our established canon.
Wait, I don't see my home. Mrs. Narrator, this is the wrong map.
Here, wait a minute.
This will be a good representation of you guys. I think.
Wow.
Oh, dang
Is
it,
this map
mouse
scale?
gestures are turned back on. I gotta...
I'm
We
really
have to
scared
go.
because I have no idea what Midwestern heroes and villains there are.
Yeah, well, and remember, you guys are Defense Force 45, which means there are at least 44 other teams.
Oh. Right.
We're cooked. It's fine.
Okay, so at this point, I'm actually going to transition us away. I want you to imagine the camera is zooming out from your spot in Seattle as you guys are getting on the highway and getting on the road. And we're going to shift towards Washington, D.C. And as we zoom in to the S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters of North America, it's at this point that Nick Fury steps into his office. Maria is following close behind him, and we're going to say that this is about 2 hours later. You can see he slams a fist on the desk. So you're telling me that not only are we missing an entire Defense Force team, their team coordinator, and S.H.I.E.L.D. tech, but now we can't track them? You can see Maria speaks up. It's not... We don't know why, sir. Their reports seem pretty stock standard. They had a run-in with Doctor Strange, and that's where the report mostly ends. Nick Fury rubs his temple. All right, that's it. They're gonna learn why my last name is Fury. Lock the borders, shut down airports, and make sure that every canal has eyes on it. We're gonna find them. We're gonna zoom back out as people begin to run back and forth between his office and other spaces. And we're gonna go back to you guys. We're gonna zoom in on the highway. It's still early in the morning, and it's a bit foggy, but otherwise, fairly temperate. What are you doing on the road?
No.
We're
I need
we're
you.
driving. I'm driving. I don't know what they're doing. I'm driving.
I'm gonna stick my head into the main cab, and Whipper's like just underneath, and he's like panting a little, and I go, "Are we there yet?" No, I'm just kidding. But are we stopping anywhere to get that burner phone before Agent X kills us?
Now I wonder. I can probably find someone.
You know people that get burner phones?
Yeah.
As a very, very unsure, yeah.
I mean, if we could, we could just go to a phone store and just quickly nab one.
I would hardly consider it a top priority.
I would probably advise against getting it at a store. You never know where cameras might be.
That's true. I mean, if you got underground connection, it's not a bad idea, but, do you have them all the way out here, or do you have them in Hell's Kitchen?
If I can ask, what's the notable difference between a normal phone and a burner phone?
A burner phone you can get rid of whenever.
So it's just like a easy disposable one?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's basic.
Makes it
It doesn't
harder
have
to
anything
track.
cool stuff on it.
Well,
You can't play games.
if I have enough time and pots, I could probably make some.
You think so?
Maybe. I'd have to perhaps take a phone apart first to see how it works. And I
I can have mine.
Okay. I guess while I'm in the back of the van, I'll slowly and carefully take apart. It's fun to see how phones work.
That is a great point. Make sure anybody that does have phones, we're removing these SIM cards.
What's a phone?
Q, can you do that to mine?
Still Spirit, you see that you have 3 missed calls.
Oh, hang on.
You see?
I'm gonna. They're gonna hear the audio.
Here, she's blind.
She listen.
Here, she's blind.
I'm assuming when you say that, it's like she hears a ping when she starts her phone up that she knows is a call.
Yeah.
Ping. And then she's gonna tap on it 3 times as if to
thing.
She's gonna tap it 3 times to see who the messages were from.
3 missed messages from Mom.
Ooh.
That's too bad. Sorry.
Do I tell her?
Still Spirit, please do not use that phone. Take out the SIM card or toss it out the window.
Cute, can you please just take the SIM card out? I'll need
Yoink.
it later. Thanks. And then she's gonna put it back in her bag. Ouroboros. You doing okay? You're pretty quiet there.
We've been given a mission. We best complete it.
You looked really scary at that table last night. Or this morning.
Yeah, you kind of sound a little agitated.
It
You
would
can be
be
honest.
ill-advised of me to disregard the intellect of Agent X, but by no means do I consider her an ally.
Well, I guess that makes two of us.
Is it because of the killing thing?
For someone that seemed to have such hard-stuck morals, she seemed awfully flexible putting this team together.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
That is my point.
Hey, you didn't hear my speech last time, and I thought it was pretty epic. But like, no team is perfect. I always start
It's
like
not about the team that was put together, it was about the person that put the team together.
Well, she obviously knew more than S.H.I.E.L.D. did, so yeah.
And she
she's
still refrained to trust us with said information.
Well, would you trust a bunch of random people you don't know if they're actually capable of until you like actually figure out whether or not they're good?
Except we're not random, are we? We were deliberately picked. One by one. I seem to be the only outlier that may throw her plan a little askew. And that's why she doesn't want me here.
I don't know about that. I think
Hey.
it's more about your... Well, you called it flexibility, so I'd say the opposite of that.
Your moral code? I mean, also, by the way, she name dropped those three. And then she called you out. I'm just kind of here and I'm vibing with it.
Ooh.
At the end of the day, though, yeah, maybe she was warning you, giving you a note if you wanted it. That you were still put on this team regardless, so no, you're not going to throw a wrench in it, but she's letting you know if you want to leave, you can.
I think you're giving her much more credit than she deserves.
Really? I mean, I got caught by a guy who said that killing's okay, so... And a woman who also did the same thing. So... I kind of just... I'm in the middle ground, to be honest. Like, killing's not a bad thing. Like, if it happens, it happens. You can avoid it and then, like, put them in jail forever because that's funner and they actually get to live out their, their punishment, then that's cool.
Excuse me.
So you're saying
what?
that you are above the law. You are above right and wrong.
I'm just saying whatever
you
happens,
make the
happens.
decisions.
Whatever happens out there happens. I mean, yeah,
Accidents
you have to make...
happen, yes.
You make the
but
decisions.
it is our job to make sure those accidents happen less.
Right. No matter what decision I make, if somebody jumps in front of, like, I don't know, a moving car while I'm chasing them, I can't stop that if I'm running slower
That
than they
isn't
are.
murder.
Okay, well, if I push them in front of a car to save a kid, of course I'm gonna murder them. Like, if a kid's in danger,
Pushing somebody in front of a car and having them jump in front of a car are two separate things.
Oh, this is really interesting.
Ouroboros.
Either way, my point being, Agent X clearly has a not so flexible moral code. One that isn't befitting of a hero.
It was a funny title.
I've been
At
doing
the end of
hero
the day,
work
you
for a
know,
long
things get
time.
done.
I think she does have some credit where it's due for you. She challenged you to prove her wrong. So she's open to the idea at least. She just doesn't believe it.
Besides, hero is just a popular title.
Not when I first started.
Oh, back in the olden days.
Back in the old days!
Well, when you started, there was less heroes. Now they're just kind of everywhere.
The title meant something.
What does it mean to you?
It means you are a person of honor, a person of dignity. The strong protect the weak.
And what does hero have to do with killing somebody? Or being the reason that somebody dies?
There's a very fine line between hero work and vigilante work.
Or there's a fine line between being a hero and a villain.
Indeed. If somebody justifies their actions through, I guess, internal thoughts of heroism, it could be considered villainous by others. Murder to end somebody's life before their time. That is usually the main cause of villainism. Villainy? Villainy?
Villainy.
Villainy.
Villainy!
Villainy.
Villainy.
Fair. I don't know. I just don't see it through a public eye. Maybe what we do today, and tomorrow, and whatever else happens after all of this stuff, you can return the good name to hero. But
I'm far
now?
too old to be able to do such a thing. The world has changed. I'm not going to sit here and believe that I can rework an entire society's view of what we are.
now that I have to disagree with. You're still a hero and you're old as fuck. But
As fuck. You're old as fuck.
you're
But you
older.
know, it makes it more impressive.
Besides, you're like helping lead a team of a criminal, 2 criminals, an alien, and a vigilante. You're the one with the hero title here, and you're helping us do something good.
Yeah, I was supposed to be dead right now.
And
I'm not
apparently-
saying that my work doesn't affect the way that people view heroism. I'm saying I'm not too... I don't know the word I'm thinking of, but I'm not going to be able to convince an entire society that hero
Influential.
work is...
Not alone, stupid.
Yeah, but there's 5 of us, and there's the entirety of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't think we can sway the public.
How many people here are willing to kill?
Me? I'm
Uh,
down.
in what
I'll do
case
it
are we
before.
defining willing?
What I'm saying is, and what I said to X, we have to start from somewhere. And we're not going to look like heroes doing this at all. We don't. And we're not going to.
We're probably on
So-
some sort of watch list right now.
To the rest of the world, we literally just let 2 boats full of people die. We don't look like heroes right now.
Yep.
And most likely the world's
And-
turned against us. Just
We
like
have strayed
others.
so far from the point.
Hear me out, please. There's a point. I've done this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, we don't look like heroes right now because the world doesn't understand what we're doing. But once we actually save the world, as X says, or to fix whatever is happening out there, then people will start looking up to us as if we were heroes, whether we decide to be or not.
Okay,
Or maybe they won't.
let's pick up your hypothetical here for a moment. Let's say we do succeed, we do save the world. Everybody views us as stand-up heroes, the baseline of what people expect from a hero. Now, how many of us, as I had said earlier, are willing to murder, to kill in order to save another life?
Probably
Well,
the same
there's
amount as
one.
the Avengers.
The Avengers. They're strong, yes, but very few of them I would consider a hero.
Well, it's like I said.
But my point being, if we were to successfully rework the entire view of an entire society into what we are as heroes, that would still be incorrect. Because most of this team is willing to kill, murder, and or maim in order to get their way. So like I said, I am not under the assumptions that I can change an entire society into viewing how hero work should be. Which is exactly why I don't speak my opinion very often. But I will do everything in my power to make sure that I do things the way that I deem morally correct.
Ouroboros, do you hate me?
At times. Why?
At times. What times? Like when I do an oopsie and my finger slips and someone dies?
You shouldn't say it like that. Oh boy.
Or when
Your
I tease you all the time about everything.
Your
and everything,
looseness.
Call you by your little nickname.
your looseness of your moral code, your willingness to just snuff a life without a second thought. That is what I do not like about you. Nothing more, nothing less.
A true gentleman's answer. I like it when you speak up, Ouroboros. It's very interesting to hear your side of it.
Hey, thieves.
Yes.
You ever killed anyone?
Me, myself, no.
I like the ambiguity in that answer.
Well, we dealt with pirates a lot, and when you're in space, they don't patch their airways very well all the time, and when bullets fly, people suffocate sometimes. We try to avoid it, but it happened on occasion. I was always too young to actually take part in any boarding procedures.
So you're saying that it was a necessity for you to survive?
No, it wasn't necessary at all. It could have easily been prevented, but mistakes were made. It shouldn't happen, I think. If it does when you're trying your best not to, that's a separate case than being willing to let it happen.
Well, what I'm saying is you didn't really have a choice, did you?
The choice was to do our best not to let it happen. Not do what we think is most efficient, and if it happens, it happens. I think the mindset is the key difference, not the action itself.
Well, damn. Rocky, why'd you kill people?
Rocky.
Guess he's asleep in the car.
I can't tell when his eyes are open or not.
I'm gonna poke at I'm gonna poke at his eyes real quick.
Slateskin.
Yeah.
You didn't answer to Rocky.
I didn't know that was my nickname.
You're the only rock.
You know, these are things I just don't think about. I was just thinking about, what we're gonna see on this road trip. That's all.
Whole lot of
And then I thought about the Rockies, and I thought maybe that's what we were somehow talking about.
Oh, those are those mountains on this map here, right?
I don't know. I've never been. There's somewhere.
Oh yeah, they're right there. And she's gonna point to the completely opposite direction.
What? Where? Oh.
Guess you're just gonna have to believe that one.
So you gonna answer
Q's
Yeah, you
best.
ever killed anyone?
I mean, you guys know about a little bit about my past. I may have killed a few people in the name of my godfather. It's not a great feeling. But I've kind of resolved myself since, getting my change to not do that anymore if I can avoid it. Unless absolutely necessary. So, yeah, I've done it. I can't say I won't do it again. But at least I'm thinking about what I'm doing, even if it's not thinking very brightly.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask a question about what she said before, because she pointed out Q specifically for like him thinking, following her ideals and stuff. Did she just get you because you're a criminal and me because I'm not from here?
Could be.
Like, she never asked me to do anything, so I'm not sure what her expectations were for me to be on this team for the reasons that she had.
I mean, what do they know that you could do?
As far as I'm aware, they just know I'm an alien to this world. So unless aliens are involved, I don't know what she could want from me.
I have a feeling Agent X knows more than S.H.I.E.L.D. does. That's just my hunch.
Probably. I mean, for sure. But it also felt to me like we knew some things she didn't.
Like
That's
Wiccan?
fair.
Like Wiccan.
Yeah. Or she was playing dumb.
Or that. But you
I
would have
didn't
caught
really-
that, wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah, but if I'm not all the time paying attention to somebody's heartbeat, because I'm hearing everybody's heartbeat, I have to single it out. And sometimes when the conversations are happening, I don't always pick up on certain things. So I wasn't overly paying attention when she was talking about Wiccan. I just kind of took it at face value. I probably should have, but I didn't.
It sounds like her and Mr. Doctor Strange are after the same entity, but she didn't know he was involved.
Maybe. Well, I don't think she knew that he turned back time.
I think we might be the only ones to know.
Yeah.
So, if it helps any mortal quantities here, I don't know how you feel about Doctor Strange, Mr. Ouroboros, but that's potentially a good person telling us to do the same thing.
It's true. And technically, anyone that's a part of whatever's happening might not be real, so... She kind of like puts her hands up like, Though I am interested, before we fully go away from an earlier conversation, Q, why do you kill?
Because I have to. Well, had to.
Why did you have to?
Well, you know, sometimes you're in circumstances where you don't really have a choice. And some people can take advantage of that. I suppose that's kind of why I'm in this team now, as well.
So, somebody was forcing you to kill?
Well, it wasn't somebody. It was more so... It was that, or... I find myself... starved in some back alley. Dead. You know, the fun stuff.
Were you in a mob person? Like a gang of some kind? Or were you like
No.
a weird experiment?
It was more so whoever pays me the most is the one who gets my services.
Oh, you're a hitman.
Something like that.
Interesting. Well, I can definitely understand why you would be under the chopping block if that was the case, and if S.H.I.E.L.D. caught you.
Yeah. Should have sent Nikki the first time. Talking about some higher purpose and changing my life for the better and all that.
And you accepted it, or did you just accept it because if you didn't, you would be, you know?
Well, my execution was news to me too.
Ah!
But, I suppose I said yes the first time because of the benefits. You know? A roof over your head, food, good pay, and, in my mind, basically doing the exact same thing, but on the opposite team. So...
Better than being on the run, I guess. That's fair.
Ouroboros. At this point, your keen vision allows you to see that up ahead, traffic begins to crawl to a stop.
Yeah, I kind of saw that.
And as you roll closer and closer and begin to slow down, those of you with a keen perception will notice that up ahead there's a roadblock with an officer stationed on each of the 3 lanes.
So I can see the roadblock. Can I see past the roadblock?
Yes, you can.
How far out?
We're gonna say 400 feet.
Ooh.
It's still pretty foggy out, so, like, beyond that, you can see nothing. But you see that after the roadblock, traffic seems to speed up quite a bit, since there's no cars on the road after that.
We'll just wait here for a few minutes as we get through this little stop.
Am I able to see, or am I kind of locked into what's happening in the car majorly?
You are not able to see
So,
anything.
because it's not
Cover this.
raining,
Sense! Ugh. Sorry.
since it's not raining, and since, you know, there's fog cover, it's actually a lot harder for your senses to work. You know, you could definitely see the car, and you could probably get, like, a sense of the area outside the vehicle in a short radius, but after that, it gets a little harder.
She's just gonna kind of, like, pick up on the fact that they've stopped, but can't see anything further, so she kind of, like, swivels her head a bit. What's happening?
It looks like they might have blocked off the roads.
Well, that's not good.
Nope.
No, this is the road that leads out of Seattle. So you've reached the edge of the city.
Dang.
So, are we killing them, or...?
I'm just gonna give Q the worst look.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
All right.
They try to kill us, maybe, but otherwise.
I could easily get us past, but I don't think I could get the van past.
I mean, we could just carjack someone on the other side.
I'm now. Everyone else can see. I give Still Spirit the worst look.
She has the biggest shit-eating grin, and she's just staring forward.
I mean, this is like a super van, so I'd rather stay in this.
Can you not teleport inanimate objects?
Well, according to my power set, I can take any person they are touching with them.
What defines a person? Am I a person?
If we make the van sentient, is it now a person?
It has a
It
point.
has AI.
You know, I had a feeling this would happen. It would probably be safest for us to get another vehicle anyway. Because, you know, it's a van. They know the van, even if they can't track us.
As soon as we show our face on any camera, we're kind of...
Hey, Van, do we have any disguising abilities?
Tarp mode activated.
Tarp?
A tarp is thrown over your car and it goes over the top of the windshield. And now it is dark.
Okay. Ooh, this would be fun for movie nights.
Got it. No disguising.
Did it get cold?
Can you remove the tarp, please?
You
Removing.
don't have to say
tarp.
please, it's a car.
Can you change the color?
You wouldn't be able to see it anyway.
Yeah, you're blind!
You can see at this point the tarp is like slowly retracting. You're not quite sure how the technology works since it's on the top of the car, but it is slowly rolling and eventually you get your vision back.
Does the car respond to my request?
No.
You're a stupid car.
Well, according to this map, if we can make it just straight east, there's like a small mountain range. Do we have off-road capabilities on this vehicle?
Car, information about off-road capabilities.
Information verified.
Well, there you go.
Man, this is the worst car.
Again,
Van,
I had to
switch
reiterate
to
this.
off-road mode.
I had to reiterate this last time. It's not an AI. It's very clear it's not.
It's a little dumb.
You say switch to off-road mode?
Yeah.
You feel the body of the car lower about a foot. You stop moving entirely. And then it begins to raise itself again, and you're up about 5 inches.
Man, the cars behind us must be weeping. Like this.
You look in your like side mirrors, and yeah, you're getting some very strange looks from the people behind you.
I feel
Man.
weird.
Can I? Okay. I'm gonna look to the party and say, I could attempt if you guys wish to try and teleport us in the car past, but I can't guarantee that I am capable of it.
Well,
I think you can do it.
How descriptive is this van? Was it?
It's completely black. It has a government license plate. I think I mentioned that last time. If not, I'm going to retcon it and say it has a government license plate. So it doesn't have like a typical, number and then, lettering and numbering. It just has an area code and then what you assume is the vehicle serial number. The rest of the vehicle is also very nondescript. You would guess the reason for this is so that, like, criminals are not automatically, what's the word I'm looking for? Attracted to taking it. Because, like, as soon as they see the government license plate, they're going to assume that it has defense measures and probably back away. But it's not so overtly marked that, like, if you were driving next to it, you would immediately recognize it as, like, a defense force vehicle.
I want to... Are there storage compartments in this van? Like overhead bins or
Yeah, you start looking around. You notice that, so if you guys remember, as I described it, there's like a bench, like 2 benches in the back seat. So
Right.
like there's one on the left, one on the right. There are storage bins. What's the best way? Like a school locker. They're very thin and they go up, and there's a place at the top and then a door that's, a majority of the storage. There's one on the left and one on the right.
I would like to see if they perchance equipped this van with a fake license plate.
Okay, yeah. You begin searching through. You don't find a fake license plate. Just a brief description of things you do find in there. There's some like paperwork and manuals, probably for like maintenance reasons. You do find some extra spares of Defense Force uniforms, although they're not marked DF-45. They're just marked DF. You assume they're very generic. There's some sets of boots. You also find some extra tools, probably for maintenance. And the last thing you find is a small USB.
Did anyone bring paint?
Yeah, let me
No.
just get it out of my back pocket.
Alright, well, there goes my idea.
You're getting closer
Maybe.
now. You estimate, Ouroboros, that you have about 10 minutes before you reach the front.
You might want to do it before they can actually spot our vehicle.
All right. I guess this is up to the DM's transgression. But I have an ability from the level up called Teleport Together. In the effect, it says any person they're touching or into a clear space they can see or have been to. It doesn't specify inanimate objects, but I don't see why it wouldn't be able to branch out to inanimate objects.
So the reason why it wouldn't be able to do that is because space, as it's defined, is a dimension. And as part of that dimension, this spell, as it were, does not consider people a part of the spatial dimension. They consider them an analog, a spirit, right? Since
What?
your van does not have a spirit or a soul or anything of the sort, it's considered 3D space. So you wouldn't be able to take it with you.
I think it's rude of you to say it's not alive. It doesn't have a spirit.
It at least
Fair.
has a still spirit.
It does right now.
Hey!
Yeah, wait a minute. Would Ultron count as living?
Interesting question. I might change the ruling depending on the day.
Okay.
Wow.
Fair enough. I have a question. So I'm assuming the way this works is like we drive up, and people stop us to inspect us, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if we just floor it when we're supposed to get stopped?
Well,
Yeah,
then
what are
they
they
give
gonna
chase,
do?
and then we have to kill them.
Well, I mean, again, super van. I feel like there's a van speed mode.
Wait. We should ask for van invisibility mode first.
It's just gonna put a tarp over us.
I know, but I mean, what if it works?
What was your question, Crow?
I say van speed mode.
Verified.
Oh no.
Then activate speed mode.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Nitrous on. Your car begins to boost forward. If you look
Yes,
in
we're
the
going!
journal, if you look in your journal, there is a van. If you guys remember.
I'm crashing out.
We're about to
we
crash.
are in off-road mode, so I will be going off-road.
Okay, that is a good distinction. Are you trying to get like over the barrier? For reference, you're on a highway, right? So there are like concrete barriers to prevent cars from swerving off the road. Are you trying to burst through that?
I guess I will attempt to do that, since I'd much rather not absolutely demolish every car in front of us.
Okay. So right now, you are currently in nitrous driving under the control section in the S.H.I.E.L.D. van, if you see it there. So in order to make sure that you don't completely spin out and topple over, I need you to make an agility check with double trouble.
The car agility or my agility?
Your agility.
Okay.
I
Prepare
mean, you
for
gotta
trouble
move really fast in that car.
and make it double.
That
Is not double troubled, but it's pretty good.
I mean, I think. Wait,
That's
why would you
good.
Trouble it out.
Still
Oh,
good.
you have to.
Oh my god. What a roll.
No.
Okay, you got 19, trouble,
My God.
18, trouble again, still 18. What an incredible roll. Okay, yeah.
My
So-
goat.
I am determined not to kill people.
You immediately enter nitrous mode, and you can feel the tires beginning to spin out, and you quickly swerve as to not hit a bunch of people. You do end up hitting a bumper or two as you like try to squeeze in between cars with your huge van. You burst through the barrier, and your van, unscathed, does not care. You begin driving on the grass, and since you're in off-road mode, I'm not going to give you any speed penalty. You are vrooming at like, for us in the US, probably like 80 miles an hour, and quickly increasing to almost 100 and then 120. You're now going 140 down this dirt, like grassy path on the outside of the road. Immediately, the police officers turn on their sirens and begin to like hop in their cars in a hurry, but you are blowing past them. And since the highway in front of you is empty, I'll let you know, you're gonna have to swerve back onto the road because there's a sewer pipe you're about to hit,
That's fine.
but it is incredibly fast. You are like zooming.
Zoom.
Is there anything you're doing now that you're like screaming on the road? None of you are like buckled in, by the way, so you're like grabbing for your life on the sides of this
I'm
van.
holding down the Slateskin.
As
Yeah,
I
that's
like
fine.
burst through the concrete barrier and I hit the path, I'm gonna be like, "You might want to buckle up."
For our Canadian friends, that's 225 kilometers that we're going right now.
Yeah,
currently.
thank you. Thank you for doing
Thanks
that.
for
I appreciate
checking.
it.
What's a kilometer?
What the fuck?
Shut up!
Okay,
It's
Um,
a
we're
meter,
gonna
but
do-
it's more like a villain. They kill people.
Is it like 1,000 meters?
No, it's 140 miles.
Okay, so you guys
Why
are
is it 1,000 meters?
rooming down the
I'm
road.
grabbing onto somebody. I don't know who, but I'm grabbing onto somebody nearby.
It's probably me.
Okay,
I mean, I was up by Ouroboros and Q, so probably one of them.
so you are going at max speed now, zooming down the road. You can feel the engine like going in overdrive.
Okay, I don't want to push this too far then.
Oh, it isn't already too far?
I
I
feel
would like-
I feel like the initial burst was enough to at least lose the cops.
You can see sirens in the distance, but they are far away and losing
Yeah.
distance.
I will book it to like. Can I like? Okay, what is the buildings and the surroundings looking like?
As you're zooming by, you can see that you're sort of losing the skyline of Seattle and going into a bit of a countryside. There are some grassy fields surrounding you. You can see a couple of lakes. You assume that it's going to be like this until you get to the next city.
Got it. Car, deactivate nitrous.
Deactivating nitros. You can see that the car begins to slow down, and the burst of speed suddenly, has your heart rate up, but it's beginning to slow down. You're now cruising at about 70.
I will.
That was fun.
Any other bright ideas?
Well, this worked.
Except they're still chasing us.
You do
Yeah, no, they probably
faintly
know that
hear
we're
some
on the
whirring a while away.
We're
Let's try our
definitely
disguise
gonna
mode
have to
again.
change cars.
Disguise.
So back to my original.
No,
plan.
do not. activate the tarp. I need to see.
If we hide and stuff, they might not
You'll-
see us.
Slateskin, that's a bad idea.
All right.
We can use
I
it
have an
when we
idea.
have to go off-roading, but not right now. Not while we're still on the highway.
I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
It's not an uh-oh, okay? We just trade our car with some passerbys.
We shouldn't be handing this car off to civilians.
Do you have a better idea?
We hopefully hit the next city, drop the car off, and get a new one.
How? Get a new one how?
I'm gonna turn my head, I'm gonna look to Ouroboros, and I'm gonna look back to Q and be like, we're gonna have to steal it.
This car works perfectly fine.
Yes,
Ouroboros.
and it is also very visible.
If those roadblocks, I mean, we don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure, it's probably them trying to find us, so we're gonna have to ditch the car.
Well, if we
Or-
just get some paint and change those plates on the back and the front, then it won't look like us.
I mean,
Would
we
you
could
guys
steal
want me
somebody's
to-
plates, sure, but we'd have to make sure it looks somewhat similar.
I could possibly break the road behind us. They wouldn't be able to get through it.
Just for a quick reference, by the way, I wanted to check where you guys were heading. If you guys want to look this up, you're certainly more than welcome to. You guys are currently on a path to Ellensburg. It's near the center of the state, but it's a little south.
So back to my quandary.
Okay. I mean, I
Do
don't
we
think
prevent
it's
them from
fast.
getting to us?
Well, they're either gonna catch up to us now or later, so
That's
Well,
I
not
don't think it's
necessarily,
necessary because
'cause if
they
they
are
lose
probably
us-
going to be coming from both sides of the road anyway.
yeah.
Which is why we should get another car so we can
Or-
pass on through.
Idea next one. I throw the van somewhere else with you guys in it.
What?
They wouldn't see it coming. You'd just be gone.
Oh, well, you'd still be there.
I could run.
Okay, give
Sort of.
like Still Spirit gives the most what the fuck look possible. Before she kind of looks back forward. I mean, sure that's an idea, but I don't think that's going to do the added effect we're looking for. Because if we're a sitting duck after you throw the car, then guess what? We're gonna get caught anyways. So, the other option is we drive in two separate vehicles. Because if they're looking for this one, and they're looking for 5 people, they're not gonna expect us to go into 2 separate cars looking like regular passengers. It's gonna be harder for them to pick out who we are.
I hate to break the news. It's probably because you can't see, but I do not look like a regular passenger.
That is another good point. How are we going to
Under
find another
any
vehicle that can hold his
circumstances.
weight?
We get a U-Haul and stick him in the back.
All right, U-Haul is canon.
And presumably there's one next to us.
No.
Oh,
What?
we could
well-
get a U-Haul actually in the next city over, couldn't we?
Well, how fast? Wait, I thought we were like trying to get somewhere now.
You, Slateskin, you said you had connections, yes?
Technically, on a character sheet, maybe.
Do any of those connections involve disguising cars? Like, do you know someone who could get us
Instantly
changed?
disguise our car. I'm glad you asked.
I mean, not instantly, but you know, like we take it in, park it, they paint it, give us
Um,
plates.
I could
Let
answer
me pray
this for
to
you.
the DM.
So you're specifically asking about like a way to get a car that's discreet, that wouldn't be easily tracked.
A way to get this one like painted
Oh,
on
modified.
and less than legally changed plates.
Okay.
Off the grid, you know?
I will let you know then. This will lean into your specific background, right? You worked with a lot of gangsters. You might not know the specifics, but you would probably know a way to scout out a chop shop, which are mechanic locations that deliberately break people's vehicles to steal parts and then charge for different ones later. They're really shady and not exactly reputable businesses, but they would have the skills necessary to get you what you need. And Slateskin would have the best idea of where to find one.
Do I have to roll for that?
No, I'm just going to give it to you. You have connections. That's part of your traits. If you want to share that in character.
Oh. Hey, wait a minute. Yeah, I think we could disguise this van. Hold on a minute. Anybody got a map?
Yes.
Hold on a second. Let me take a quick look at it.
You have been waiting for this day.
You see Slateskin trying his best to carefully hold the map without like tearing it, as he's trying to like look really close at like certain like cities nearby. You know what? I bet you there's some sort of like what do you call that, mafia type business here. Why don't we go give it a shot? Let's check around. I think we could get our car properly disguised.
For reference, we're gonna say that you specifically might know a chop shop in between Ellensburg and Seattle.
Sure. Checks out.
All right. Well, if we are going to a shady location, we probably shouldn't have a
Government vehicle?
experienced hero driving the.
I can do it.
Get in the
We
back.
might be out of options. She might have to do it.
You take the wheel. I'm gonna.
I don't know how to drive, but let's do it.
I'll
What?
try. Maybe, why don't we try Whipper and see what happens?
Why?
No.
Why are the only people here that know how to drive me and the rock person?
I can fly a spaceship. If
You
it's
tried
similar.
driving before.
I hate to interrupt your train of thought, but I will let you know that there are some police cars ahead that are now driving towards you.
I'm blind.
Harp!
No.
I think it's Whipper.
Actually, hang on. We are in a rural area. Could we?
We could
are
off-road it.
there any large bushes or hedges or instead of trees?
Make a
Oh my God.
vigilance check.
Can we please do the funny? Please let us do the funny.
Yeah, with a 15, you do see a tree line.
I point out the tree
Driving
line.
to the tree line.
Okay.
Okay, you find a convenient spot. These are not barricaded, right? You're more out in the country, so there's just fields of like corn and stuff. You veer off and immediately start heading towards the tree line. You can see that the cop cars are definitely trying to follow you, but their vehicles are not as off-roady as yours is. You begin
Perfect,
to
perfect.
drive into the trees, and eventually you have to stop to a crawl. But your van is maneuvering fairly well considering that. You begin to get, 20 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet, 150 feet. You're moving into the forest. You are beginning to hear sirens behind you, but you assume that they're going to have to stop.
Not what I had in mind, but this is actually working out great. Well, let's see. If we're on the map here, this is the top. So, where would you say the shop is? Like, north through the woods here, like northeast? Slateskin?
Honestly, no idea. Not from inside the middle of the woods.
If
Okay.
I'm imagining this correctly, if you would be driving towards Ellensburg, that would be northeast, and you drove off the road, I'm going to say that you're south of Ellensburg. So yeah, like a chop shop would be northeast.
I'm feeling the vibes for northeast from here. I don't know where it just came to me. Actually, yeah, it's that way.
I mean, notably, right now you're just in the middle of the woods. Are you going a particular direction, Q?
Huh?
Not
No,
Q.
no,
I
no,
keep fucking doing
I'm
that.
driving.
I'm so terrible. Ouroboros.
I was mostly going in there to try and lose them. If I can find a way to get out of the woods, not near the cops, and head in the direction towards the chop shop, that's kind of what I'm going for.
Yeah, make me an agility check with trouble.
Okie doke, not the van.
Right.
Ooh.
Okay, let's see the trouble. Not bad, not bad.
Nice.
18. You roll a 20, got an 18. Let's say that it takes you, we're gonna say 40 minutes of very carefully going up and down hills, trying not to get stuck in ditches, trying to maneuver around creeks. Your car is very loud. It's making a lot of crunching noises. It's scaring away a lot of wildlife, but you eventually find yourself on the other side of the woods, and you find yourself on a dirt road, and very quickly pick up again. It's not on the map that you guys printed out, but you're pretty sure you're heading northeast in that general direction, yeah.
Sweet. I'm gonna sort of like glance like back towards everyone and be like, does anybody at least have a hat?
I'm glad you asked. I have coordinated
Oh no.
3 outfits per day for the next 14 days. And wouldn't you know?
You could wear my bandana. I'd be a little sweaty though.
I need a hat.
I think you're more of a bowler hat kind of person. Hold on.
I'm trying to obscure my identity for the criminals that will be working on our car.
Give him a fedora.
Oh, my lord.
I don't wear that, sorry.
What?
I heard they're funny.
I'll take whatever hat he gives me.
Okay.
It'll be
Any
begrudging.
hat?
It'll be begrudging.
Oh, what hat are you gonna give him? Propeller hat.
No.
Sombrero.
I will give him one of those like really fancy like leather top hats.
Okay.
That's a choice.
Do you have a photo? Because I don't know what the hat looks like.
Sounds like a top hat, but it's made of leather.
Yeah, it's just like it's yeah, literally just that.
Okay. If that's sorted, I assume you guys are just following the path then, unless there's other conversation to be had.
Wee.
Yeah, no, just heading towards the chop shop. I will sort of look back and say, all right, as we approach the place, the only people that should really be doing the talking are Q and I don't know, I'm blanking on his name, Slateskin.
Yup.
The rest of us, stay silent, stay out of sight.
I'm gonna take Whipper for a walk.
You have to stay in the van.
In circles.
In circles.
What do you, what?
And then I Whipper spin. He starts spinning in a circle. In the middle of the back of the van.
Yeah, his tail is like whipping a bunch of you in the
Boom,
knees.
boom, 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 boom.
And then I'm gonna give him a little treat after he's done. And I'm gonna sit back down on the ground with him, and I'm gonna have him in my lap.
Yeah, lucky for you, Whipper is actually pretty used to travel. You went on a lot of like public transportation with him, so he's doing all right.
He's doing his service dog duties. He's actually being useful instead of
Yeah.
like her not actually needing him, but just as a support dog.
That's a good
Oh, like a
hat.
steampunk hat.
So you guys are making your way. Notably, there's some helicopters abound, but Ouroboros is smart enough to know their line of sight and is able to pretty,
Tarp.
I will also be.
maneuver that
Is
around
it day or night?
It's probably noonish right now. Because
Okay.
I said you guys were traveling for a couple hours. You woke up at like 6:30. So I'm gonna say you guys have been traveling for another 2 hours on these like back roads.
The back roads.
Take the back rooms. But you can only drive.
You actually assume that the fact that it's daytime is giving you a bit of an advantage because these helicopters are, having to look without spotlights in order to find your vehicle. You eventually make your way to what appears to be a pretty dilapidated looking building. The way I describe this is if you've ever driven in the United States, sometimes you come across an exit and you can tell that its only purpose is to like service things. Like, people don't live here, it's just businesses because they know that you need to get off this exit. So there's like a dingy gas station, a couple fast food restaurants, and this very sketchy looking building. It's only a single floor. It has some glass windows, 2 of which are busted out, but have seemed to be repaired with boards and nails. And the business's name is O'Charlie's... I'm going to say O'Charlie's Repair Shack.
Oh, Charlie's.
Yeah,
Repair
you
Shack.
can tell that this was an O'Charlie's, and they just slapped a title next to it, because they didn't want to change the sign.
Ugh.
I love
The
that.
sign of a true chop shop. They called it a shack.
Yeah, Slateskin, you definitely recognize it. The reason you can tell this is a chop shop and not like an actual repair place is because they have a junkyard in the back, where you can see various rusted out cars have been tossed. And in front of the building is a slew of different boxes and crates, some of which have molded out. And you find a parking spot, and I'll leave the rest to you guys. You're now standing in front of the building.
All right, well, I guess it's time to go in and see what they can do. Who's
We
going
just
with
need a disguise. We don't need to change anything.
Are we all
But
going in together?
I'm staying in the
Like some
van.
paint. The plan was to leave the Slateskin and Q, I think.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah. Get out of the van and leave and let them do the thing.
I'm gonna, before I let them out, I'm gonna grab Q's arm. I'm gonna, you guys do have a way to pay that's not gonna get super traced, I'm assuming?
Nah, here's the thing. With these criminal types, they know how to take payment without it being traced.
Hey,
I'm gonna take your word for that. That doesn't make sense to me, but I'll trust you.
They got
Push comes
ways
to
of
shove, you kill
routing the
them.
money. They launder it.
Okay. So let me get a better idea of what's happening here. So you're all leaving the van, but a couple of you are just gonna sort of walk away, maybe to another business, while these two handle the situation here.
Yeah, because we probably can't be in the van while they work in it. Work on it.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
So,
I'm gonna put my bandana, I'm gonna slide it over my hair to cover the top of my head, and then I'm gonna put shades on and a leash on Whipper, and I'm hopping out in some street clothes.
Okay. Can I just get a general idea? Are you guys going to a fast food restaurant, or are you just walking around the street?
we're
I'm
gonna
taking-
see if they have that restaurant from Spider-Verse.
Yeah, definitely not walking around out in the open, but
Good to know.
if anything, I will be I can teleport people from alleyway to alleyway if need be, just kind of staying out of sight if we can.
Okay. Yeah. Does that take any resources by chance?
It takes
Take focus.
good. Hold. Yes, it takes teleport together.
10 focus. Okay. I'll ask you then. How much
I
are
can
you?
do it up to 5 times.
Right. How much do you want to invest? I'll tell you, the more you invest, the more sneaky you're going to be. I'm sure you know as well as me, there are like public CCTV cameras, but those are on like private networks. They're not just like uploading it to the internet at all times. Really, this was just to prevent, a government organization from coming in and finding you later.
I'll invest up to like 40 focus.
Okay, good to know.
I'll leave 10 for an emergency.
Yeah, so I'll say that you guys are, very sneaky. You teleport between some alleyways, and you find a business that appears to be a local one. It's called Ramsey's Chicken.
Ooh.
And
chicken.
you make your way inside, you sit down at a table, and we're going to leave you there while we transition back to the chop shop.
My dog better be allowed in the building or I'm not having it.
Oh yeah, they don't care. They want your money. So the two of you, Q and Slateskin, you're staring up at the O'Charlies and sort of give each other a nod and make your way inside. The door is really rusty, so you have to push kind of hard, and when you walk in, you can see it's very tacky. There's like a lot of wood trim on the walls. There's a couch that has been broken in on one side, and the desk has a tiny brass-looking bell. Nobody's currently at the counter.
I'd like to ding the bell. Can I?
Crush it.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. Do you think I'd crush the bell?
Only if you want to.
ding?
You can be pretty gentle if you want to be.
All right, and I'll just lightly ding the bell.
Okay, you hear a ding, and you guys just sort of like look at each other, sort of tap your feet. About 2 minutes later, a short guy comes out from a discreet door to the left and makes his way to the counter and hops into a bar stool next to the cash register. He's wearing a short hat, like a ball cap, with some very dirty looking overalls. And by short, I mean he's like 4'3". He has a short stubby beard, and he looks to the both of you. How can I help yous?
We got a van out back. We parked it, the parking spot out front. We kind of need to disguise it in some way.
No, look, buddy, I don't do no disguising, okay? We're a reputable business. You can check our paperwork.
No, I get that. I believe you. And from one reputable guy to another, I need a way to get this to be unrecognizable compared to how it was, I don't know, an hour ago.
You can see he sort of gives you a side eye. Are you in the business of doing enhanced modification to your vehicle?
Yeah, I guess
think
so.
you can enhance that more than it already is.
It's pretty advanced. I mean, we're not looking for anything too fancy here. We just need it to look different, basically.
You can see at this point he's starting to size up the situation, and he puts his hands together and his elbows on the desk. Let's cut to the chase, okay? You're gonna have to tell me a bit more before we get into this.
I mean, if you really want to know, I can be brutally honest about it.
Hit me.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make an ego check.
Oh, God, I forgot about this part. Do I have to?
If you want to use the honest trait.
Or we let the money talk.
Do I get anything on that?
You get an edge, yeah, so you can take that 2 if you want and re-roll it. Okay, you got an 11. What are you saying, as brutally honest as possible?
We're heroes. We're on the run from some cops, as weird as it sounds. And honestly, the only way we're gonna get to helping save the world, or at least the U.S. in this case, is if we can get this van completely different looking than it was earlier.
Well, now you piqued my interest. Hey, Xuhn! You can see another man walks out from the back. He's very lanky. His overalls don't fit him, and in fact, they slide up to about his shins instead of like the bottom of his ankles. Oh, we got some good customers here. Hey, how's it going? My name's Xuhn. He extends a hand for you guys to shake.
I'm gonna try my best not to crush him.
I'm assuming you two are here for some less than legal changes to your vehicle?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
coat of
basically-
paint is perfectly legal, isn't it?
Yeah, we just want a coat
You
of
got
paint.
that right. Hey, as long as you got the cash, we're all for it. Look, do you guys have some cash with you, or do you need to make an exchange?
What do you mean by
Exchange.
exchange? What are you thinking?
We just, take your information, bounce a couple of checks between a couple of businesses, see if you can't get a cash loan.
So, I mean, you could put my name down for that. That's fine.
All right, you know what to do. He looks at his partner and gives a wink. You got the keys to the car?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got him.
I'll toss him.
He grabs it and gives you guys a wink and leaves. Your previous associate begins to...
Oh, one more thing before you leave.
He turns around.
We have a guy that knows every single part in that vehicle. If any of them are missing, we'll be taking your fingers.
Hey.
Oh, no, we don't mean to give you no disrespect around here.
Yeah, let's keep things civil, huh? If
you
you
know
find
what?
something wrong, you can tell me about it, huh?
And just so you guys can have some fun, feel free to paint whatever you want on it. Sometimes
well,
the best disguises are the
no.
ones that are in plain
No.
sight.
No,
I'm talking.
we need-
You paint over it with some beige or
we need
something.
something very
I'll let you
discreet,
decide.
if possible.
Well, sometimes you got to be discreet by being obvious, you know. I mean, if look,
No
if you
hot
get a picture of
pink.
this smoking hot babe on it, they're not gonna think nothing of it. They're not gonna think it's the van. They're gonna be like, "Oh, look at those
Hey,
weird."
you got it, he
strippers."
says, cutting you off and immediately leaving.
Well,
The other guy seems to have a smirk on his face as he's pulling out some paperwork. Okay, so I'm sure, if you guys are as honest as me, you don't want to get into trouble. Credit cards, they're a little sketchy, right? So we're gonna put some information down, and we'll get a cash loan for you, and that'll have some interest on it, the shtick. As soon as you sign this, we'll get you set up. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so without getting into the nitty-gritty, this paperwork is very sketch. And basically, Slateskin, what you're doing is you're giving them your information so that you can pay them, like, bond money later. It's all under the table. It's not going to be tracked by the government. And you assume that you're going to have to do it by mail.
I mean, it's boring, but yeah, okay. Checks out.
Okay. You sign some paperwork, you get down your information, and you can see he takes a moment to look it over, and he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, you were with what the hell is the guy's name? Tombstone, right?"
no.
Yeah, we had a recent falling out, but I was.
Hey, your crew is
Sure.
tight. I'll make sure to send my regards.
Oh, I mean, I suppose you could. Just tell them it's from good old Louie. They'll know.
Don't worry. I'll make sure to put your name on the bill. So, if you guys just want to wait outside, my top mechanics and the expert painters will get on the job.
Hell yeah.
Okay. He thinks for a moment. Well, it depends on the kind of vehicle. If you're working with something government, which kind of seems like if you're going to be heroes and all, We'll give it 6 hours.
That's reasonable. Well, I guess we'll be back in about 6 hours.
Yeah, take your time. If I could recommend something to you, there's a good chicken place right down the street.
I do like me some chicken. How about you, Q?
I'm not hungry.
That's fine. He'll follow me anyway. We'll go wait.
Well, thank you for your business. Hope to see you back.
Yeah. Bada van, bada boom. Yeah, let's go.
He puts away this paperwork, and you guys leave the building. Okay.
Ugh.
Do you guys say anything as you're leaving?
Is this the kind of people you deal with?
It's the world I grew up in. Let's call it that, like a childhood, you know.
Gosh.
Not something I currently typically affiliate with, but once you grow up in an area, you know an area.
Ugh.
Louis, it only occurs to you now that what you've basically done is charge your gang for the bill.
Huh. You know, didn't he mention Tombstone back there?
Uh-huh.
You don't think he was gonna make them pay for it, do you?
I hope.
Wait, is that what he's doing? Oh,
I
totally
hope.
I misunderstood that bit. I thought he was just gonna say hi to the gang.
Well, it's less trouble off your back.
Okay. I mean, if you say so, that might be bad.
I mean, what are they gonna do? Tombstone's been arrested anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he has.
Okay.
Free car.
So yeah, you guys grapple with that for a moment. I'm gonna do a bit of a time skip here, unless anybody has any specific things they want to do during this time. If so, feel free to interrupt me.
You're good.
Huh?
Chicken.
You all get together eventually. I assume that Slateskin and Q probably hang around the chop shop, unless you guys specifically go to the chicken place.
I mean, it doesn't particularly matter, I don't think.
I'll hang around.
For security
Yeah,
reasons,
sure.
it might, but that's up to you guys.
And we'll just hang around Chop Shop.
Okay,
Sounds
what about
good.
you, Q?
I'm hanging around.
Okay. You guys at the chicken place eventually do get served. When you get the bill, is anybody paying?
It's a good thing we didn't go.
Uh-huh.
I most likely have some cash to
Okay.
a certain extent. It's very similar to like what people see in Daredevil do, where it's folded a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But she probably has like enough cash to cover it, maybe.
Yeah,
you're gonna
we'll say
fold-
maybe you're left after this with like $5.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do the thing where you like leave a dollar bill and then you're like, here's 20, and then they don't correct you because they know you're blind.
Well, that's why you fold it a certain way.
Yeah, she has it folded a certain
Well, I
way.
mean, they
She
wouldn't
has
know that.
Canadian cash, which, fun fact, Canadian cash has Braille on it.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Yeah,
That's actually
yeah.
nice and
We
convenient.
have Braille on our cash. It's also colorful, but blind people can't tell that, and she can't. They
All
just
right,
know
well-
it's got bumps.
After you pay for your meal, you eventually coalesce together. I'll say you guys probably like kick around some dirt for probably another 2 hours, and eventually, the tall, lanky one brings out your vehicle.
Oh god, prepare yourself.
What is this music?
We're just chill. You get your vehicle, and you can see the guy When he pulls it out, there are some changes that you notice. First of all, it looks like they had to work pretty hard to remove the license plate. There are some scratches on the bumper, but the new license plate looks great. And you can see that it's stamped for not Washington, but Virginia. The other modifications to the car include some new fake vehicle logos on there. In this case, we're going to say Chevy. So your van is now a Chevy. It's licensed in Virginia. And you can see they also changed a couple of other things. They went ahead and tinted your windshields. And as requested, your van is now a sort of like grayish color in terms of paint. And there's a logo of a flaming skull on both sides of the van.
Oh.
Yeah.
Love that.
It looks to be vinyl, and they did an okay job applying it. It certainly adds a charm to the vehicle.
Charm is definitely a word.
Ouroboros is gonna kill us.
Oh yeah, no. Oh man.
I mean, yeah, you guys are all standing together, and guy brings it out, parks it, and slaps the side. Oh man, talk about an upgrade, am I right? Not too shabby.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Hey, you know
Never
about.
see it coming.
Looks great.
This is
I'm
giving
not
me
here.
like Ghost Rider vibes, you know? I mean, I love it.
Oh, dude, I love that guy. I mean, I wouldn't want to run into
I
him.
can see.
Wouldn't
I
want to
can
run
see
into him.
where you got
but,
your inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, he murders people good. Anyway,
Yeah, he does.
you got your new vehicle. Do you guys have any weapons on you? I wouldn't mind selling you a few.
I don't have anything on me.
Well, hey, if you come back here, I could, we could make something work.
I'll keep that in mind. Q, you doing good?
Have you not paid attention to the past, 3 days we've been together?
No, I have. I just didn't know if maybe Arrow.
We are good on weapons. Appreciate your service, sir.
Hey, no prob. That check, it's gonna be nice. Not gonna lie. I appreciate your business. If you have any questions, don't call us. And you were never here, he says as he, wags his fingers and walks backwards into the building.
Hope to never see you again.
That's my guy.
Man, it looks
Slateskin, can I talk to you over here for a second?
I suppose, but I feel like whatever you're gonna say to me, you can say in front of everybody else.
Watch, this is gonna be really funny.
I mean,
I'm
we
watching.
can go to the side if you want.
I'm quite.
I'm gonna start loading.
I want to
with
hear
snickering.
from your, I guess, your knowledge. What about this logo screams discreet, stealth, even?
In my past experience running from the cops easily overlook something that looks too obvious to be the criminal's vehicle. I'm just saying, there have been
It is
many
a
times.
bright skull on fire.
Yeah, and they're gonna think Ghost Rider, not the 5 Defense Force 45 peeps.
It doesn't matter if they think Ghost Rider or the Defense Force people. It
Hey.
draws attention. They will see that and look at us.
That's possible.
It's
I, for one, can't tell it's different. Number 2, let's not say who we are out loud yelling. Let's get in the van and go. You can yell at Slateskin in the van. I'm pretty sure it's soundproof.
It probably is. I would imagine it's soundproof.
all right. In the van, everyone.
Okay. As you head into the van and begin to drive off to Ellensburg, that is where we're going to end session for tonight. thank you guys for playing, and thank you for listening if you decided to listen.
You're welcome.
God.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I can't watch, so I'll listen.
Reminder that this whole experience can be followed on your favorite podcasting platform and given a like on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. That button right there, beautiful. It's clickable and ready for you. Without further ado, that's all I have to say. So say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.